Good morning. This is Kim Blaylock with SDG Bible Study. That's the Soli Deo Gloria Bible Study coming to you on this Thursday morning, January the 8th, 2026. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is up and about and ready for the reading of God's Word as we continue reading from the reading plan as it happened, a chronological reading through God's Word. And then we will again turn to Daily Doctrine, a daily reading of Systematic Theology by Kevin DeYoung. So join me as we read God's Word together. We'll be in Job chapters 17 through 20 this morning. Job chapter 17. My spirit is broken, my days are extinguished. The grave is ready for me. Surely mockers are with me, and my eye gazes on their provocation. Establish now a pledge for me with yourself. Who is there that will clap my hand and pledge? For you have hidden their heart from insight, therefore you will not exalt them. He who informs against friends for the share of the spoil, the eyes of his children also will come to an end. But he has made me a byword of the people, and I am one at whom men spit. My eye has also grown dim because of grief, and all my members are as a shadow. The upright will be appalled at this, and the innocent will stir up himself against the godless. Nevertheless, the righteous will hold to his way, and he who has clean hands will grow mightier and mightier. But come again, all of you now, for I do not find a wise man among you. My days are past, my plans are torn apart, even the wishes of my heart. They make night into day, saying, the light is near in the presence of darkness. If I hope for Sheol as my home, I make my bed in the darkness. If I call to the pit, you are my father, to the worm, my mother and my sister. Where now is my hope, and who beholds my hope? Will it go down with me to Sheol? Shall we together go down into the dust? Job chapter 18. Then Bildad the Shuhite answered and said, how until you put an end to your words? Show understanding, and then we can talk. Why are we regarded as beasts, as dents in your eyes? O you who tear yourself in your anger, for your sake is the earth to be forsaken, or the rock to be moved from its place? Indeed, the light of the wicked goes out, and the flame of his fire gives no light. The light in his tent is darkened, and his lamp goes out above him. His vigorous stride is shortened, and his own counsel brings him down. For he is thrown into the net by his own feet, and he steps on the netting. A snare seizes him by the heel, and a device snaps shut on him. A rope for him is hidden in the ground, and a trap for him on the path. All around terrors frighten him and harass him at every step. His vigor is famished, and disaster is ready at his side. The firstborn of death eats parts of his skin. It eats parts of him. He is torn from the security of his tent, and they march him in step before the king of terrors. There dwells in his tent nothing of his. Brimstone is scattered on his abode. His roots are dried below, and his branch is cut off above. Memory of him perishes from the earth, and he has no name abroad. He is driven from light into darkness, and chased from the inhabited world. He has neither offspring nor posterity among his people, nor any survivor where he sojourned. Those in the west are appalled at his fate, and those in the east are seized with horror. Surely such are the dwellings of the unjust, and this is the place of him who does not know God. Job chapter 9. My soul, and crush me with words. These 10 times you have dishonored me. You are not ashamed that you wrong me. Even if I have truly erred, my error lodges with me. If truly you magnify yourselves against me and argue my disgrace to me, know then that God has wronged me and has closed his net around me. Behold, I cry violence, but I get no answer. I shout for help, but there is no justice. He has walled up my ways so that I cannot pass, and he has put darkness on my path. He has stripped my honor from me and removed the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone, and he has uprooted my hope like a tree. He has also kindled his anger against me and counted me as his adversary. His troops come together and build up their way against me and camp around my tent. He has removed my brothers far from me, and my acquaintances are completely estranged from me. My relatives have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. Those who sojourn in my house and my maidservants count me a stranger. I am a foreigner in their sight. I call to my servant, but he does not answer. I have to implore him with my mouth. My breath is offensive to my wife, and I am loathsome to my own brothers. Even young children reject me. I rise up, and they speak against me. All the men of my council abhor me, and those I love have turned against me. My bone clings to my skin and my flesh, and I have escaped only by the skin of my teeth. Pity me, oh, you, my friends, for the hand of God has smitten me. Why do you persecute me as God does, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were written. Oh, that they were inscribed in a book, that with an iron stylus and lead they were engraved in the rock forever. As for me, I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last he will rise up over the dust of this world. Even after my skin is destroyed, yet from my flesh I shall behold God, whom I myself shall behold, and whom my eyes will see, and not another. My heart faints within me. If you say, how shall we persecute him? And the root of the matter is found in him, then be afraid of the sword for yourselves, for wrath brings the punishment of the sword, so that you may know there is judgment. Now Job chapter 20. Then Zophar the Naamathite answered and said, therefore my disquieting thoughts make me respond, even because of my haste within me. I listen to the discipline which dishonors me, and the spirit of my understanding makes me answer. Do you know this from of old, from the establishment of man on the earth, that the shouts of joy of the wicked are short, and the gladness of the godless momentary? Though his loftiness goes up to the heavens, and his head touches the clouds, he perishes forever like his refuse. Those who have seen him will say, where is he? He flies away like a dream, and they cannot find him. Even like a vision of the night, he is chased away. The eye which saw him sees him no longer, and his place no longer beholds him. His son seeks the favor of the poor, and his hands give back his wealth. His bones are full of his youthful vigor, but it lies down with him in the dust. Though evil is sweet in his mouth, and he hides it under his tongue, though he desires it and will not forsake it, and holds it to his palate, yet his food in his stomach is changed to the venom of cobras within him. He swallows up wealth, but will vomit it up. God will expel it from his belly. He sucks the poison of cobras, the viper's tongue kills him. He does not look at the streams, the rivers flowing with honey and curds. He returns what he has attained and cannot swallow it. As to the wealth of his trading, he cannot even enjoy it. For he has crushed and forsaken the poor. He has seized a house which he has not built. Because he knew no ease within his belly, in his covetousness he does not let anything escape. Nothing remains for him to devour. Therefore his prosperity does not endure. In the fullness of his plenty he will be confined. The hand of everyone who is troubled will come against him. So it will be that he fills his belly. And God will send his burning anger on him, and will rain it on him while he is eating. He may flee from the iron weapon, but the bronze bow will pierce him. It is drawn forth and comes out of his back, even the glittering point from his gall. Bouts of dread come upon him. Complete darkness is held in reserve for his treasures. A fire unfanned will devour him. It will consume the survivor in his tent. The heavens will reveal his iniquity, and the earth will rise up against him. The increase of his house will depart. His possessions will flow away in the day of his anger. This is the wicked man's portion from God, even the inheritance decreed to him by God. And that's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text. Now we'll move on to the reading from Daily Doctrine. Day 8, Principia. In philosophy, a principium is a fundamental or foundational principle. The plural principia has often been used to describe truths that are self-evident and from which other truths can be known or derived. The corresponding Greek term arche, which when used philosophically refers to the same thing, a first principle or a primary source. We can distinguish between two kinds of principia. First, there are principles of being, principia essentia. These principles form the ground or basis by which something is. Second, there are principles of knowledge, principia cognoscendi. These are the principles by which something is known. The first type of principia has to do with essence, how things exist, and the second has to do with cognition, how we understand the things that exist. The principles of knowledge can be further divided into the principium cognoscendi externum, the external source of knowledge outside ourselves, and the principium cognoscendi internum, the way in which knowledge is internally apprehended. According to the Reformed scholastic tradition, these three categories, ascendi, externum, internum, help us understand how to approach every kind of science. For non-theological sciences, the principium ascendi is God. He is the ultimate source and fountain of all our knowledge. He is also the reason for the existence of the created world. Everything that is because God is. The principium cognoscendi externum in the non-theological sciences is God's creation, whether in nature or in man. The principium cognoscendi internum is human reason. That is to say, we apprehend the knowledge available to us in God's creation by the intellectual activity of the human mind. In theology, God is once again the principium ascendi. All our knowledge of God is rooted in God himself. Only God knows God fully. Everything we know about God is because the one with archetypical knowledge has chosen to make himself known in ectypal fashion. For the task of theology, special revelation is our principium cognoscendi externum. Our authoritative textbook is not the world, our thoughts, or our experiences, but the Bible. Whatever we know by general revelation must be clarified, confirmed, or critiqued by the clear knowledge we gain through special revelation. Natural theology is a species of true theology, but special revelation is required to interpret it fully and adequately employ it. Finally, when it comes to theology, faith is the principium cognoscendi internum. By faith, we accept God's revelation as true. We embrace it as having authority in every area on which it speaks, and we respond in obedience and worship. We receive God's word about himself, not by empirical observation or speculative reason, or by personal experience or religious consciousness. Faith is the organ by which God's special revelation can and must be received. We know God because God chooses to be known, and what he has chosen to be known must be revealed in order to be truly understood. And that's going to conclude our reading this morning from the biblical text and from this book on systematic theology, Daily Doctrine. Heady stuff this morning, but really, truly, it comes down to the point that God's word is manifested in us by us understanding it as God reveals it to us. Everything, our knowledge must be gained not from our experiences, not from the world, not from the things around us, but through God's word. I hope that is you this morning. I hope you enjoyed the reading from Job as Job is continuing with his discourse and the counsel of his friends. And we'll move right along in Job tomorrow. Hope you have a blessed day today. Give God glory. Solely Deo Glory.